Moments with Moses. You shall not bring the hire of a harlot, or the wages of a dog into the house of the Lord your God, in payment for any vow. For both of these are an abomination to the Lord your God.
Welcome back to the program, friend. Walmart was in the news, as you may know, over Thanksgiving weekend because of innumerable, is it possibly innumerable? Well, an awful lot anyway, an awful lot of random acts of violence. What better way to say Merry Christmas than to punch a Walmart employee in the face or to pepper spray 20 people? I mean, after all, if that DVD can't be yours, it shouldn't be anyone else's either. In case you missed it, a woman was, and by the way, she turned herself in. She sprayed 20 people in a Walmart with pepper spray. There was another shooting in a different Walmart. I went to a Walmart in Virginia, and they told me that 2 fights broke out in the store over merchandise. I went to a Walmart in West Virginia. They told me happily that there was there were no acts of violence in their particular store. However, one of the women working there said, my aunt works in the Walmart in Baltimore, and 2, not 1, 2 different customers punched employees in the face over a DVD. I spent a good bit of the weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, in depression over what happened at Walmart. And the reason is this. Maybe depression is a little too strong a word, but serious sadness requiring medication. The reason is we have Christmas, all right? Black Friday is about Christmas. We have Christmas to celebrate the birth of Jesus, all right? This is a time to rejoice. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men. If we have become so craven, so perverse, so self-consumed over Christmas, to the point where there would be these acts of violence, fights, punching people in the face, pepper spray, shooting. And this is just what we know, okay? We're doomed. Imagine when there's not enough food on the aisles, or in the aisles in grocery stores. Imagine when there's not enough gas at the gas pump. Those days are coming. You can bank on it, okay? What's going to happen? If we behave this way, because of Black Friday, oh my gosh, I can get an Emerson 32-inch flat screen TV for $188. I'll beat your bald face in if I don't get it. If we'll behave that way, and by the way, Merry Christmas. If we'll behave that way concerning shopping for Christmas items, Christmas gifts, Christmas trinkets for friends, family, and loved ones, what's going to happen when we're talking about food? We've become more like Herod in our celebration of Christmas. Herod heard about the birth of Jesus, and he killed other babies. We become violent as a people, to the point now where we remember Christmas, and peace and goodwill on earth, love of our fellow neighbor, by trampling one another, pushing, shoving, pepper spraying, punching one another, so that we can get a good deal on our circuses. Bread and circuses, friends, both are going to slowly kill us, and then both will slowly be taken away. The dollar menu at McDonald's can only stay $1 for so long. And there'll come a point when it doesn't matter how cheap a flat screen TV is. If you're worried about buying food, you're not going to buy the television. And when that happens, and we start to see major retail plunges in their sales, when we start to see major businesses go under, forget about AIG, okay? There's not going to be any more big bailouts. When these businesses start to fold one at a time, and people start to get worried about food, and then there starts to be perhaps a gas crisis, and fights break out at the gas pumps, and shootings happen at the gas pumps, that point, all bets are off. And what we lack right now as a nation is a cohesive Christian ethic that dominates our behavior. People will whine and howl about pro-lifers showing pictures of dead babies, but they think nothing of having Victoria's Secret NFL, whatever the heck that thing is, with Victoria's Secret models walking around in underwear during NFL games in which our little boys and our little girls are watching the games with their moms and dads. We're sick. Jesus said, strengthen what remains and is about to die. The question is, do we have the wisdom and the courage to strengthen what remains, or are we simply going to die? I'll be right back with an exclusive interview with a rabbi from Jerusalem. Don't go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid want to invite you to a party in hell.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
The following program contains shocking quotes from America's founding fathers. If you suffer from time spent in public schools, Randall may not be right for you. Check with your guidance counselor.
Proclaiming the truth in the highways and byways of the world. Fighting for justice in the dark alleys of politics. Raising the voice of resistance to a fevered pitch. And he knows where to find the best and worst jail food in America. Randall Terry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the center of the broadcast universe. I'm coming to you live via tape from this magnificent radio studio and this awesome green screen. Barney Frank has made the hearts of millions of people rejoice by announcing his retirement. Herman Cain on the ropes again, and this spells trouble. And Walmart, yes, Walmart helps to show us that as a nation, we're just about dead. Today's program brought to you in part by Walmart, helping fund the buildup of the Chinese military for over 20 years, and by pepper spray. What better way to say Merry Christmas to someone than to pepper spray them in the face? I'll be right back after a quick word from my friend, Rusty Cowpoke.
Hi, welcome back to the ranch there, feller. I tell you, I had the greatest laugh the other day. When I turned on that Letterman show, I thought I was watching Elmer Fudd chasing Bugs Bunny because Mr. Letterman had on Herman Cain. Now, Mr. Letterman was trying as hard as he could, like Elmer Fudd, trying to shoot down Bugs Bunny, trying to shoot down Herman Cain, but he just couldn't quite do it. I'd say it's the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. You got to go online and say it. Elmer Fudd, good luck, sir.
Welcome to the program, friend. I want to encourage you to remember the commandment, you shall not bear false witness. You know, many of us think in terms of you don't lie under oath in a court of law as being the meaning of that commandment. And that certainly is included in that commandment. But anchored in that commandment are also things like tale-bearing, gossiping, exaggeration. There are many parts of the Christian faith that we ignore, namely the one to watch our tongues. Many of our prayer meetings are little more than gossip sessions where we say so-and-so and her husband are in real trouble. Really? What happened? Oh, let me tell you, we need to hold them up in prayer, etc. ad nauseum. Watch your tongue. James said that the one who is able to control his tongue is able to control his entire body and just about anything. The Bible says that he who controls his spirit is better than he who takes a city. You might be able to make war on evil, but can you control your interior? Can you and I control our tongues? God help us. There are many places in the Psalms and throughout the scriptures where the tongues of the wicked are described as being weapons of war to destroy people. Herman Cain right now is in deep trouble. A woman who, I don't know if the allegation has actually been aired, but a woman has come forward and said that she has had a 13-year inappropriate relationship with Herman Cain. Probably we will never know whether or not it's true. Herman Cain absolutely denies the allegations, but she is coming forward saying that this is what has happened between him and her. Here is my take on it. Number one, is it true? I don't know. Is it a he said, she said? I don't know. But this I know, that the Democrat and the Republican machines are intent on destroying this man. They are intent on spending endless sums of money to keep him from the White House. Now, the religious right of the Republican Party is essential, not slightly needed, but essential to winning the White House. The Democratic Party has no such block. The sexual vulgarities, the unspeakable, heinous acts committed by Barney Frank for multiple decades have been almost completely ignored. Now, Barney Frank, as you probably know, has announced his retirement. Farewell, foul enemy of righteousness. May you get your heart right with your Maker before you face him, because it's going to be a very frightening day on the day of judgment for the likes of Barney Frank, who has promoted the murder of babies and an unthinkable sexual perversion as normal, violating two of God's most sacred commandments in word and in deed. Remember, James said that those who teach will incur a greater judgment, and woe to those who put forth darkness for light and put forth bitter for sweet. Woe to them. But I want you to compare the professed sexual perversions of Barney Frank with perhaps unfounded allegations against Herman Cain. I would say unfunded allegations, but there's probably an enormous amount of money that's being spent to help bring these allegations forth. So they're funded but unfounded. Why is that? Well, the people who are behind these attacks and the people who are behind Barney Frank understand the political landscape. Marion Barry, the former mayor of Washington, D.C., had multiple illicit affairs, had criminal acts in which he was involved that involved drugs. His closest associates went to prison for economic crimes. And when Barry got out of prison, he was elected to office again. He was elected to mayor again in Washington, D.C. The Democratic Party, its base, is not that concerned about someone's sexual activity. Might I remind you of Bill Clinton and Jennifer Flowers? Might I even gingerly broach the subject of the lengthy allegations against our current president concerning his sexual life prior to his election? Perversions that we don't want to discuss on television, okay? Accusations that I just simply have no use for. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there as a journalist. I don't want to go there as a political activist. But nevertheless, the Democratic base has a great level of tolerance for these sexual sins, and probably a good number of people in the Republican Party do as well, but the religious right gets very skittish when it comes to personal morality and holding public office. I'll do another show discussing that, the ups and the downs of that, but suffice it to say, tragically, many people on the religious right would rather vote for somebody who they thought was ethical in their private life, but whose policies were a violation of God's laws. And so, we see the political machines of both parties kicking into gear to help destroy Herman Cain, knowing that they can wipe out a large portion of his base by bringing these accusations forward, and also knowing that someone like Barney Frank or Bill Clinton and perhaps Barack Obama, they can skate through a 4-foot deep pile of manure and come out on the other side looking like an Olympic gold medalist skater. Because the Democratic Party, in its fiber, just doesn't care about these things, and a large portion of the Republican Party does. Have these accusations hurt Cain? Clearly they have. He was rising in the polls, was ahead in most polls for a short window, clearly beating Romney and trouncing Gingrich. Gingrich is now on top of most polls. Romney is second, and Cain is third. Gingrich, interestingly, is on his third marriage and has numerous, I say, allegations of extramarital affairs in his past. But Gingrich has come clean. Gingrich has admitted these failings. His marriages, his first two marriages, were obviously annulled because he is now a member in good standing in the Catholic Church. All that means is that Newt's worst days concerning his own sexual misconduct, they are behind him. Whether or not the religious right will embrace him because of the fact that these have been out for a while and because of the fact that clearly he's made things right to the best of his ability remains to be seen. But Herman Cain is in a world of hurt. We will see how this all plays out in Iowa and New Hampshire. But rest assured, friends, at the core of this are people of ill will who are spending enormous sums of money to dig up every piece of dirt that they can on Herman Cain. And some of it, without question, is going to be untrue. I'll be back after a quick break with more pontificating. Darn, I'm good. When you hear me talk, you think to yourself, this is really good. Don't go.
Randall and I were watching a presidential broadcast when he turned to me and said, "How can I express my contempt for this man without using language too foul for broadcast?" I said, "That's easy, Randall. Just say, Johnson is a perfect example of why there's so many more of those than there are of horses."
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kailea Health and Energy. I've been making superb nutritional supplements for over 15 years, and from day one, I've partnered with Randall Terry, helping to fund his invaluable work in reclaiming our country's biblical and godly roots. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives since its inception.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 essential areas of nutrition your body needs on a daily basis. Each serving of the Total Living Drink provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, enzymes for better digestion and nutrient absorption, protein for building lean muscle mass so you can burn more fat for fuel, probiotics for better intestinal function, herbs for building energy and stamina, antioxidants for maximum immune function and disease prevention, and all the vitamins and minerals you need for slowing down aging and maximum health. You would have to take 30 to 40 capsules each day and spend almost $10 a day to match the over 30,000 milligrams of total nutrition in each scoop of the Total Living drink. Order right now and get started on the amazing Total Living drink. They come in 2 delicious flavors, Total Living Drink Greens and Total Living Drink Berry. And every single dollar we receive, we give a generous amount to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Visit us online at the address on your screen and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today, and for the daily price of a latte, you can get back on the road to better health and energy with Kylea's Total Living drink.
Only one link in the chain of destiny can be handled at a time. Sir Winston Churchill. Iran has threatened to send missiles to Israel. What else is new? This, of course, is because Israel is contemplating a military strike against the nuclear facilities in Iran that are assuredly building nuclear weapons for Iran, and Iran has vowed to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. So Israel's thinking, maybe we should fight them now while they don't have nuclear weapons and keep Tel Aviv from being turned into a nuclear ash heap. I don't know. You figure what you would do if you were Israel. Well, I was in Israel recently and had the privilege of interviewing many people. One of them was Rabbi Greenblatt, and I'm going to play that interview right now. I'm with Rabbi Greenblatt. We just finished one of the meetings with Glenn Beck, Restoring Courage. Tremendous meeting. You did a great job on stage.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for being a friend.
It's a delight. Tell us about your organization and what you do.
So United with Israel is a social media site. It's a page on Facebook with close to 1 million members. And we call it Hasbara in Hebrew, which means teaching the world about the need to support and stay with the state of Israel. And that is the goal of the site. And we're using the newest technology to make sure that the world stands with us.
Do you use it for news postings? What?
For news postings, to solicit friendship, to make people aware of what the press, the other part of the press, to make the world aware of what people here tonight are, to teach them about, we co-sponsored with Glenn Beck this event tonight, these kinds of events, to give them the prominence and importance for the world that are our quiet friends and really want to be our friends but don't really know how to be so.
Are you based here in Israel or in the States?
We're based in Israel, and of course we have offices in the States where our friends are.
Great. Well, again, good job. What would you, if you could say anything to the Tea Party people or to pro-life Christians who are watching this, what word of encouragement about their relationship with Israel?
That Israel stands for all of us. Israel does not just stand for itself. We're a light unto the nations, and if the nations want to have light, we all need to support Israel. We are the light of the world, and we need your support.
We don't have a Bible without the Old Testament, folks. We don't have the Gospel of John without the first 5 books of the law. The 5 books of the law. Rabbi, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you again, Rabbi. A theological point of distinction for our theologians that are listening. Number 1, Israel surely was a light to the world because God spoke through Moses. Number 2, Jesus himself is the light of the world, and Jesus said that his church is now the light of the world, the Gentiles that have been grafted into the root, as the Apostle Paul spoke of in Romans chapter 11. In the book of 1 Corinthians, it talks about the fading light around Moses' face because Moses without Jesus is incomplete. I was being polite to everyone that I interviewed in Israel because that's my job as a journalist, to be polite. But I can be crazy on this here show. Yeah. And when I come back, I'm going to play one of them crazy quotes from one of our founding fathers. They were such rebels. Can wicked rulers be allied with thee, who frame mischief by statute? They band together against the life of the righteous and condemn the innocent to death. But the Lord has become my stronghold, and my God, the rock of my refuge. He will bring back on them their iniquity and wipe them out for their wickedness. The Lord our God will wipe them out.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
Samuel Adams said, "The opinion of others I very little regard, and have a thorough contempt for all men, be their names, characters, and stations what they may, who appear to be the irreclaimable enemies of religion and liberty." Sam Adams understood that if a man is an enemy of religion, and he meant Christianity, that ultimately he would be an enemy of liberty and an enemy of the human race. Sam Adams was not afraid to pick a fight. Are we?
Mr. Letterman was trying as hard as he could, like Elmer Fudd, trying to shoot down Bugs Bunny, trying to shoot down Herman Cain, but he just couldn't quite do it.